Hey guys, it's Erin. I apologize for the quality of this video. I was trying to figure out how everything would, work to record it on my computer, and my computer just said no. And I do not have access to a printer currently, so I figured the best way to do this would be to record it on my computer screen from my phone. So that's what we're working with here. I made this board on Boardmaker for a client named Jeffrey that we see. He is about 3 years old. Actually, he might be younger than that. I don't quite remember. And he's not super verbal. We're working on expressive language and some receptive language too. And so I made this board. There's plenty of core and fringe vocabulary on here. Core stuff like stuff in green, or like pronouns, and like mom and dad, because kids might talk about their mom and dad. So I've got like I, me, you, she, he, it, and then mom and dad. And then here I have some more core words like want and need, stop and go. I made this board specifically to be used in a session. So I put stuff that would just come up in a session, and not more specific stuff like in the classroom or at home, because I really don't know what goes on in the classroom or at home, but I do know what goes on in our sessions. And so in blue here are all the activities that we typically do that he would ask for. Play is just a pretty general one. Then we got bubbles, which Jeffrey loves. Book, because I always have books, and he likes to read them sometimes. And game is another general one, because I've got Candyland and Cherry Game, which is what we refer to Hi Ho Cheerio. These two Jeffrey is really good at, which we always forget because he doesn't talk much, but he's still super smart. And then I have helicopter here. My supervisor has this toy that's like a stick with propellers, and if you spin it the right way, it'll launch and fly all around. None of the kids are ever able to launch it. They just kind of spin it in their hands and then toss it up in the air. It's adorable. And then blocks, because I sometimes bring Jenga, and we use the blocks to like build towers, and I try to elicit 2 to 3 word utterances, even if they're just repeated after what I say. That's one of Jeffrey's goals, to increase 2 and 3 word utterances. And then here I've got some like general vocabulary, like if he's, so he can tell us if he's thirsty or hungry, wants a snack. And like he always is asking to go potty when he just wants to go back to class. So I put that there so we could say like, I need to go potty, because he's he's smart, and he knows that we'll take him to the bathroom that's in his classroom, and then he'll just like not go back with us. It's funny. And because of that, I also put like class there so he can say, I want to go to class. And we always say, like, whenever kids ask to go back before it's time, we say, oh no, we got a few more minutes. But they still want to say it, so it's there if he wants to say it. And I have some more general stuff like home and nap time. For this part, I just kind of did some snacks that kids usually want, like an apple or a sandwich, water or juice, because I don't know what every kid eats. But yeah, so this is his therapy session board, and I made on Boardmaker. The symbols I used were, for the most part, they were the first ones that came up, because they looked like I tried to make them uniform. Like, I, you, he, they're all the same, like, person. And mom and she, there's the same person. And so I tried to make the styles match up. But yeah, and Boardmaker was a little bit of a struggle because I forgot how to work it. So I had to relearn how to work it. But after that, it was just kind of tedious to just make the board, which I expected. Like, click and drag and fill and whatnot. But, yeah, I didn't have too much trouble with it. Pretty easy, and I thought this was a pretty simplistic board for a 3-year-old. Like, a good amount of choices, but not too many. And, good for in a session, which is what I intended it for. My one self-critique here is that I should have put a slot for me and my supervisor, like up here, like Miss Erin, Mr. Brett, but I didn't, and I kind of wish I'd done that. But yeah, this is Jeffrey's board. Yay!